yes, I'm a Christian, and I do not wish to have sex with you before marriage. He is not about to send you his best son and you out here being a whore.
Damn.
Wow.
Women should say the same thing. These are the things I do not have in my life. Are you a man that could provide that? Stop lying.
Stop lying.
Once somebody marries you, everybody in your family should say, God, dog, you upgraded once you married them. He told you he has a problem with cheating. You didn't hear that. He cheated on you several times when y'all dated. Then eventually you married this man anyway, and you're like, he's still cheating. The one that tells you no, that's the keeper. This is great. We cheat on each other.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah. Ain't no girlfriends in the Bible. These men are your friends or they your husband.
Let's get it rolling.
Let's get into the show, y'all. So, man, we actually today talking about some ungodly principles that's happening in the dating space right now. And this is deep because all of us, many of us are on here single. As a matter of fact, if you're in the chat right now, I want you to drop your relationship status right now. If you're single, drop a single in the chat. I believe many of the hardly initiated listeners are single, and they not really operating and navigating the space the best way, whether that was in the past or right now, and we trying to get it straight. You are a counselor that deals with a ton of, married women and men, as well as a ton of single men and women. So you really know what's going down in this space. So help me out with that, because of what you see happening right now. Let me know first of all, how do our values affect how we date? Let's just start there.
Your values affect everything, and I want to start with the definition of the values. These are the strong thoughts and the strong beliefs and principles we live our life by. And they are taught by our parents, whether they're good or bad. You can have bad values and good values. They are taught by our parents. Now, Christians, God tells, parents to raise your children in the instruction of the Lord, because he's trying to give us his values. But our mom and our daddy do whatever they want to do. And they give us the family values and the cultural values and what they feel like telling us. And so we unfortunately operate in those values, because he says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. So if you gave me trash, bad values, I'm not departing from them. So I'm looking at everything my parents did, what they valued, what they didn't. And I'm going to repeat that. And it's hard to walk away from that value because it's embedded. We talk about 18 years of seeing this, 18 years of hearing this. This is programmed in my brain. If God told the parents to train them, he said, yeah, you going to train them, whatever you doing. Yeah. So now I got to deal with that. And especially as a Christian, if my parents did not teach me by God's instructions, now I'm trying to be a Christian and do what God says. I'm fighting this. I'm struggling with this, because now I'm fighting mommy and daddy values against God's values. I'm struggling. A lot of people feel bad. Like, I don't know, I got this urge to sin. I can't stop doing this. I can't stop fornicating, even though I know in the Bible it tells me not to sleep with people I'm not married to. But my family did it. Yeah. It's multiple baby mamas and baby daddies in my family. Everybody slept with somebody before they're married. So I'm struggling. And it's sad because people don't even understand the struggle didn't start with you. Yeah. The struggle was created by your mama and your daddy not making this principle serious and not teaching it, not exemplifying it, not going hard on it. Because a parent that's doing that and exemplifying that, it's easy for that person to say, yeah, I think I'm going to wait till marriage. My parents did it. My grandparents did it. They talked about it. They put things in place. They told me how they were able to stay a virgin. We ain't taught that.
No.
We're not taught dating values as Christians. Christians, half of us ain't even read the Bible. Let's be clear.
Right. A lot more than that. A lot more than half.
Come on.
Yeah.
So your values, Tashawn, it's like everything you're doing is driven by your value system. And I got to go check that value system, because if I go by mama and daddy's value system, I'm going to get mommy and daddy results. And every client I talk to, and mind you, I only talk to Christians. That's the hilarity of this, because they doing the same stuff as the world. They struggling just like the world. It really ain't no difference. I thought I'm gonna say Christian counselor, and I'm going to get some real godly folks in here. And I'm going to line that Bible out with them, because, I counsel. I use what is called RCBT therapy. It's religious cognitive behavioral therapy. Mm-hmm. So I'm able to put in religion and scripture into cognitive behavioral therapy. So I'm looking at the way you think. It's affecting your behavior, but then Mine is, I'm going to add your religion in it because God has already given us a way to think and to behave when you signed up for this Christian walk. So I'm talking from the Bible, and these people struggling. I said, hold up. You know, I'm a Christian therapist. See, that's what I say in a consultation. You did click on the link and saw I was a Christian therapist. So no, you know, when you come with your issues, I'm going to go to the Bible and I'm going to respond the way God said you need to respond in this situation, because that's why you're struggling. You're doing it an opposite way of what the Creator said. And these Christians are struggling. They're like, oh, I know he said don't do that. I know the Bible said don't do that, but that's going to be hard, Tara. Yeah. I said, I know, because your value system, baby. So I tell them, run me your genealogy. Tell me about grandma. Tell me about granddaddy. Okay, now tell me about your mama and your daddy. I said, yeah, you're going to struggle with that. Right. You see the pattern? I said, you see the pattern? Everybody been doing that in front of your face. Everybody been training you to do that. So yeah, you're going to struggle. Yeah. I said, you know, you're going to have to get retrained, right? That whole renewing of your mind. God says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You conforming to a pattern, baby. The pattern of your family, you're already in it. Yeah. You didn't even know you was in it. You in it. Because they started looking like, yeah, that happened to my grandparent. Yeah, that happened to my mom and dad. Dang, I'm already. Yeah, it's a pattern. Ain't your fault, but you in it. And unless you get some training and renew that mind and correct your value system, you already giving it to your kid. You already got kids. They're already stuck in the pattern already. Y'all don't even know these ain't generational curses. These generational patterns of training, of values passed down. And so you got to look at yourself and say, I don't want the same outcome. I clearly already know this is going to go off a cliff. I saw my mama go off the cliff. I saw my daddy go off the cliff. I see them at 60, 70 years old single, but I'm operating like they did. I think I'm about to be single. I see myself, I'm already about to be single. You can tell that sometimes if you ain't married by a certain age, you like, I think I'm being like my mom and my daddy. Yeah. Like, go back. It's funny because sometimes I'm the first one to tell a person, hey, tell me about your mother's life. They ain't even thought about it. Well, tell me how they met, your parents. Tell me about your mother's childhood. Oh, I ain't really thought about it. You know, I don't even know my granddaddy name. Oh, you know what? I think my mama got 6 sisters. Why you don't know how many sisters your mama got?
Insane.
Why do you don't know your granddaddy name?
Damn.
Y'all ain't sat down and talked about the history of a family, a bloodline that you sitting in, and this is generational patterns? What you mean you don't know your mama daddy name? This ain't 3 granddaddies. This ain't 5 generations. You don't know your mama's situation, how she came into the earth? Well, you know, they quiet. Grandma didn't say nothing. They don't talk about their business. I said, you better find out. Ask the question. I said, but you know what? I ain't even got to know. Tell me what all the siblings did. Tell me what all your mama's siblings did. It's going to show up in all the siblings. So when you tell me none of the siblings are married and everybody all over the place, that's a pattern. You tell me one of them not. You tell me one of them all over the place, I'm going to say, well, they are outliner. You tell me it's 9 kids and 8 of them all over the place and not married, that was a pattern.
There's people hearing that right now. It's like, it ain't looking good, including myself, by the way.
You got to sit, y'all. Y'all got to sit and look at the pattern. You already in it and don't even know it.
Yeah, and then you're born into it. You know, it's not intentional. You know, you're born into that. So,
and we have to stop. He said we're born into iniquity. Yeah. Like God said this. He said you are already born into iniquity. He said, parents, I'm giving you instructions. Give them my word, and they can get out the iniquity. You could be reborn into the family of God and get what he wants for you. He wants the marriages.
Let me ask you this. So we did and guys, shout out to the email guy that we got now, because now we're sending out regular emails. Okay, this is huge for the platform. Huge. Yeah. And one of the things that we've been asking people is, what is the number one dating problem that you're having? So going through the emails, and I'm gonna just kind of name some things that people are having. This is dating and relationships. And my question is, let me ask you the question after I go through these. You got faith and enthusiasm, long work hours, kids, bad sex, infidelity. The opposite sex doesn't approach. That's the main one. A lot of them come from women. I don't know where to meet people at. I don't like to go out. So being that those are cited as number one issues, why isn't anyone talking about the values? Is this something that we just don't know? Is it something that we've ignored? Has this concept never been introduced to us? Okay.
Don't know. Just don't know. It's sad that when I bring couples in and I do this whole genealogy and I say, do you even know where your spouse's family, like where they come from? Did you ask that your husband, how did his daddy treat his mama? I ain't even thinking.
Powerful.
No.
Yeah.
Your husband said that his daddy was never romantic to his mom. He can't remember a time he saw his daddy give his mother any flowers. He did not talk to her. He was not intimate with her, like vulnerable, and he just went to work. So when you tell me all you see your husband doing is going to work, that's the pattern of training he had. He's not trying to be unloving towards you. He doesn't even know this man, this mythical man you have in your head that you're trying to make him be. He doesn't even know. He wasn't raised by that man. And you taking all this stuff personal. And you saying this man is unloving. He don't even know what you judging him by or measuring him by. Did you take a look? We are dating people and we're not even caring about their family. And people are saying, I don't need to know the family. I ain't marrying the family. But you marrying the pattern.
Yeah.
You marrying that pattern. You better go to that family reunion. That girl needed to tell you that on that date, that she had mama issues. Because
that was my mom thought, because otherwise I wouldn't really get to know her.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You need to know when a person tells you they have a parental trauma. If you marry this person, I need you to know I need you to think about all that they're lacking from a parental trauma relationship. Because you got to be a support on that. You have to be ready to say, okay, this girl said her daddy wasn't in her life. I can't neglect her.
Yeah.
I can't go long periods of time not talking to her. She's already dealt with a man leaving her, rejecting her. So this wife, if I take this woman on, she's going to need to know I am here for her. I am her covering. I am provider. Now, this other girl who got a healthy relationship with her daddy, she ain't even going to care. She probably hanging with her daddy half the time. She's not looking for you to do all of that. But the girl that tells you, I have been abandoned by a male, the first male figure in my life,
Right.
You have to know, okay, God, so that's part of my role is to cover my wife and kind of be that answer to that. No, you ain't there to heal her daddy issues, but you are part of the healing. Yes, she's going to have to go to counseling and therapy so she can forgive her father, so she can let that go, so that when she comes into this relationship, she's not asking you to be daddy. But you got to understand you are covering and protector.
Yeah.
So you can't be acting kind of sideways with her, kind of like, you're going to have to secure her. You can't be playing with her emotions. They've already been played with. People with mother issues, I tell the women, if your man told you his mama wasn't in his life, he's already missing nurturing.
Absolutely.
In a major way. So you better know that you're supposed to nurture him. That's going to be big to him. Another man, it may not be. That man, when you play with him and you're being mean and vindictive, you're going to trigger his mama issues and he's going to go off. And you're going to wonder, why he's so sensitive? You just triggered his mama issues. You talked to him crazy. You didn't love him. You didn't show up for him. You need to hear that. It's not to judge people, but you better know what you're getting into, because you can probably deal with that. Like we had daddy abandonment issues. My daddy wasn't in our life. I had to let my husband know I'm not that chick that you could just not pay attention to.
Absolutely.
I'm not her. I'm like, I love you, but I'm not the one you're going to be able to just go to work all the time and barely talk to me and not get in here with me. I don't want that man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because as a man, a lot of times the reality of it is we can judge you. You know, I mean, just
everybody does.
Anybody does.
Yeah,
No, that's the
everybody
point.
judges, yeah.
I'm just talking as me, as a man who's out here hearing it from women. So how do I hear it and know that this is something that I need to stay away from, and this is something that I could possibly work with? How do I know when she's telling me these patterns and this brokenness that she's come from? Because we literally had a woman come up on this platform, literally all together, and say, if a man asks you something about your past that wasn't together and that's not going to make you look good, just lie. Straight up.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
No, really.
Ooh.
Now, here's the thing. To some degree, I understood where it came from. I didn't like it. But I have been that guy that heard things about a woman that she was breaking down to me about her crazy, hectic behind family. And I'm just like, oh, hell no. Nah.
Sure.
Dang.
I'm just like, oh,
I get it.
hell no.
I get it. But it's still going to show up in that marriage. Go ahead.
How soon was she sharing it? Like that was first date or how soon?
It was like first few dates.
Oh, yeah,
And see, listen, I'll peel back the onion. You better listen. We gonna go deep. You listen. You having a conversation with me? I don't like surface level. We going deep fast, and it's gonna feel right.
Yeah.
Wait, pause. Hold on.
Slayer.
But check it out though. I did hear what she was telling me, and it was very unattractive. So when does a man, and I'm talking for me, hear what a woman is saying, and I know that this is something that I can work with, even though there's trauma there, this is workable, and this is something you need to hit the back door.
I need us to be grown out here.
Exactly.
Like, ain't none of us perfect. I don't care if you came from a 2-parent home where everybody married. You got other issues.
Absolutely.
You got other issues. And we are out here like used cars. I want to look real good, but I ain't going to show you these car facts. But when you buy this raggedy car, it's going to break down on you later in this marriage. Mm-hmm. Stop pretending and not telling people what's really going on. Go ahead and tell that man, hey, look, this is real. This is me. This ain't my fault, though. See, let's talk about it. God put us in these families. You didn't have no choice over that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't brag about coming from a 2-parent home.
Yeah.
What you have to do with that? You're just a baby popped up in this family. That's a gift God gave you. So if I'm growing up in a 1-parent home and you grew up in a 2-parent home, that was God decided that. So you can't come over here and look at me like, oh, you trash. You come from a single mother.
Yeah.
What? That's a gift you were given. So when I meet you, I'm saying that's beautiful. You had 2 parents. And that you were able to see that, and that's great. Your parents been married for 40 years. I think that's beautiful. Mine wasn't, so I didn't get to see a marital relationship. But since you did, I'm willing to listen to you on a lot of things because you got some education I didn't get. And so you're supposed to be able to say, I did get some education, so I can really help us with that. Help us with that. It's like this. If you grew up in a family where everybody had the finances on point, everybody had the 800 plus credit scores, you are blessed. This person over here, everybody credit score 500. Mm-hmm. They were born into that family. Let's talk when we dating. Hey, I don't really have financial education, but I want it.
Absolutely.
Because see, that's the buy-in first. You got to find out, do they want it? And I'm willing to learn it. I think that's amazing. Your family knows finances. Would you be willing to teach me? And you say, I can actually. I know how to get a credit score up. I know how to. You're going to be transparent. Let me see your budget. And you're going to be able to take that instruction from me that I learned from my family that I didn't pay for. It was free. You say, yeah, I'm wide open. Yeah, tell me. And then you listen and you learn it. That's the beauty of marriage. Mm-hmm. I get free education I ain't got to pay for. I ain't got to pay for a financial advisor. My spouse knows finances. I don't have to pay for stuff.
That's powerful, sister, because to be honest, we've had those conversations about the things that our husbands lack and the things that we lack and how we're able to come together, because I think that's what a marriage is. Whatever I do best, I handle for my household. Whatever my husband does best, I now don't, because my husband, he's a fantastic mechanic. He's a fantastic contractor. It's certain things that we don't really have to pay anybody for. And it's only when those times come, when someone else is telling me their story of how they had to pay for this, where I'm like, oh, wow, like, thank you, Lord, for that blessing, because those are not thoughts that I never think or worry about my vehicle. I never think or worry about when we want to do a renovation in our home. I'm like, yeah, my husband does that well. But there's other things that I just do well, even planning trips. Like sometimes wives would get upset if the husband doesn't, plan the trip. But I plan trips well. So I've just taken on that role. But I think when you're first like talking with the woman, I think men are intentional about, what's important to them when they're ready to get married. That's what I think. When you're dating, you're just like, throw that. Yeah. But when you're intentional about getting married, that's when you're listening to the woman say, I can work with that. Right. She got like 6 fingers. I can work with that. Like that.
Not 6 figures.
I think it's when you're ready to get married, men get very serious. Because I've had that with different conversations with men. I can tell when he's not serious, he's really just trying to play
fishing.
He's fishing. Or when he's like, because some things that I wouldn't be okay with, he'll be okay with. I'm like, you really okay with her? Like, I don't know, not working, even though we're okay.
Well, and some men, like my husband never intended for me to work. Never. He never intended for that to be part of my contribution.
Sure.
Because his dad was provider. Now, I didn't even pick up on that. I'm like, I'm coming in this thing working. And his mama wasn't working like that. She was not provider. And we weren't even having those conversations. So I'm in my career hustling. I'm making that a priority. And he looking at me like, this is not what I intended for you to do. And I'm talking about my contribution. I'm making money. He never even intended for that. Because in his household, his value system was I'm provider. Well, I'm mostly kind of single parent home. Mama is working and trying to provide too. So I'm not giving that up. I'm not, you understand there's not conversations, and the equally yoked conversation has been so miscrewed. Like what equally yoked means.
What that means.
It don't mean,
break it down for us.
It doesn't mean both of us go to church.
That doesn't mean.
That don't even mean anything. Like stop that.
Right.
That is deeper than that.
Yeah.
So a yoke is what you would put on an animal for a wagon, right? A donkey or an ox or something. You put the yoke around its neck to get it moving, okay? So if you have 2 ox and say my left leg is weak, my right leg is strong, right? And let me say the outside leg. If your outside leg is strong and our inside legs are weak, we still gonna pull forward. If both of us are strong on the left side and weak on the right side, we gonna pull to the left. I don't need to meet people that's strong in all my areas. Absolutely. I know that sounds real crazy. I don't need to date people that have all the same strengths as I have and all the same weaknesses. Both of us don't know communication, but we both make money. Y'all gonna be divorced. Y'all gonna be divorced. Yeah. One of y'all need to be real good with money. One of y'all need to be really good with communication.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Both of us got an eating habit. Both of us, we gonna be big.
Big together.
I don't need both of us. One of us need to like to work out.
Yeah.
Right.
And I date a big boy because I'm gonna help him work out.
Yeah.
I can't also love food. Both of us can't both be horrible with finances. We're gonna be poor. We can't both be terrible with finances. Yeah. One of us need to have that skill set. Not both of us, but the one that doesn't have it needs to be willing to be taught. Once somebody marries you, everybody in your family should say, God, dog, you upgraded once you married them. Yeah. Where you learn this stuff from? My spouse.
Absolutely.
My spouse. That's a brag. Yeah, none of us knew finances, but look, I leveled up.
Exactly.
Right.
I got money and a good credit score because I got married.
Yeah.
See, this is what pushes people to marriage when they see all of us upgrading because we equally yoked.
Yeah.
So you got to evaluate, what does my family not have? They did not teach me. Before you go out there dating, find out what you need.
Yo, so I was literally talking to Tyshawn about that, and because right now, we going through a family transition with my grandmother, right? So it's a lot of things that need to be handled. Okay, now a lot of those things because of technology and kind of me just being a younger person in my family, because of finances, also me being the financial responsible party in my family, and also because of my flexibility. And I'm very, very busy, but because I work for myself, it's just assumed if I'm the only person that got time to do stuff, right?
Right.
So I got to handle this problem, these issues. And the thing is so much to handle. And I told Ty, I'm like, man, it's like I think I need a wife more for the things that I have to take care of for my family than even myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, I got the problems, especially as everybody ages in my family, are piling up, right? And I'm like, I think I need a wife just for take one for the team and get one, and get one right now.
And it's a girl that would do that. There's
Right.
a woman that would say, you hustling, busting. I love the way you're busy, baby, making all that money. I'll take care of all the other stuff because I don't want
manage it.
to do that. She doesn't want to be as busy and making the money. She's okay with saying, I'll do those things. That's a conversation at the dating table.
Absolutely.
That's a conversation. This is where I need help. This is the type of wife I need. Is this what you want to bring? Can you be that? Are you willing to sign up for that? Women should say the same thing. These are the things I do not have in my life. Are you a man that could provide that? Stop lying, y'all.
Stop lying.
Stop lying.
Stop lying.
So see, now
That's a
Stop
fact because
lying.
we need help, and I know
God, we
not
lying.
like
All of us.
all of us need help. And when you speak to women, it's like this thing that they like to communicate. Like they don't need. I just need a man that just gonna be just general.
lying.
Absolutely.
You need a lot
Imagine
more
if
than
you
just a
came
man
on
that's
that
bitter.
date like truly transparent and says, "What do you lack in your life?" And you be like, "I don't like to cook." And that person was like, "I love to cook." You know what I mean? I feel like
boom.
it's one
Right.
of those things that's a fair thing because neither me or nor my husband love to cook.
Right.
That's one thing that we did not talk about. But we love to go out to eat, so we manage that. But that was a serious conversation as we got married and had young children. It was like, well, I'm not cooking.
Like, who the hell
Like,
cooking in that?
Yeah, because that was not.
And see,
as
my
women,
husband loves to cook.
Yeah.
We both don't cook. We the youngest kids, you know.
We'll
they
cook
get
to eat. We don't love to cook.
They didn't
Let me
teach
get that
us.
right. I
Okay,
will
okay.
definitely cook and provide, but it's not something I'm just, I just love to whip. No, that's not me.
No, because we didn't get taught that
we
values.
didn't.
Our mother
Right,
was
yeah.
tired by the time we came along, and she's just like, "Just be rich and hire somebody." What?
Yeah.
That was a real conversation. Like, y'all will be all right. God
Yeah.
gave me a husband that loves to cook.
Sure.
I don't cook. And he's okay. That's not a gender role. That's a gift. That's a skill
just
set.
what he does
Everybody,
best, yeah.
his family, including his daddy, they were all cooks. And so I don't starve. And my children don't starve because their daddy would go in there and whip something up and it's fun to him and he likes it.
Well, let's talk about this because while y'all was getting very passionate about this lying.
Wait, real quick, because
I'm gonna get back to it. What you got,
Because
Ryan?
I just want to drop some of these announcements so the people that's tuning into the show. Again, shout out to all the initiatives, but no live shows next week. That's March 25th and 27th. Tarshawn and I are taking some time off. Well, not really time off. We're just taking time to focus on different aspects of the business. The platform is growing. Y'all are asking for a lot more than just shows right now on Mondays and Wednesdays. We got to be able to facilitate all of these comments, replies to the DMs, the
Right.
emails. We got to be able to put on these in-person experiences, and we got to do things a lot better for our members. So we need that week to get everything right as we go into the next quarter. But what we're going to do to make it up to you guys is we're going to drop a special episode this upcoming Sunday, the 24th, as well as the last Sunday of the month, the 31st. Don't forget about the Houston meetup. I'm going to drop that again. And I'm going to drop a link because, first off, y'all already been dropping some hot fire.
Hot fire.
So I already know this we're going to do. We're going to give away 3 signed copies, okay, of our guest book. And let me make sure I got this right. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, 3 signed copies. Now we're gonna start doing monthly giveaways starting in April, and we're gonna start doing date or Monday and Wednesday, so live only giveaways. So this one is a live only. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat right now. This means that you got to the end of the show because we're gonna announce the winner at the end of the show. So you still must be in the chat to actually get the prize. Live only giveaway.
Let's get it. So now going back to this lying that's going on out here in these dating streets. This damn lying.
Lying.
You talked to me before the show. We talked about how people can also lie about their values. Now, I think that's important because that might be the source of the lying about even the smaller things about what you need from a man is you lying to yourself about what you actually value. Why might we be lying to ourselves about our values?
Because it sounds good. It sounds good for me to tell you, yes, I'm a Christian and I do not wish to have sex with you before marriage because I should say that. It's biblical.
Yes.
But as soon as it got hot and we had that vulnerable conversation, I can let that go.
Yeah.
Slayer.
All inside her.
Slayer.
It's not actually a real value if you can throw it in the trash
That part.
over a conversation because she fine or he fine. That's not a value, dear.
It was a good conversation.
It was a
Yeah.
good, it sounded good because it sounded wifey. It sounded real saved,
Sure.
all you Christian liars. And in the fact that y'all even ask each other that, like all my single women, they say, you know, I had a friend went on a date last night with a guy and he said, so you practicing that celibacy thing? Why you even asking? She told you she was a Christian.
Wow.
Y'all don't respect this thing. Y'all
It's a
don't respect
fad.
this religion. The fact
I
he
don't, I
said
don't even expect Christian women to not
He
have
said the
sex.
celibacy
That's
thing.
You don't
sad.
respect? Wow.
I don't expect Christian women to not be having
It's
sex.
so our religion, unfortunately, the way people handle in Christianity, we don't get any respect because it's so doggone fluid.
Yeah.
This Christian does this, but this one does that. This one does this. So the values are, we're not dating based on Christian values.
No, we're
Like we're not reading the Bible. We're not doing the way God did it. And we lie because it sounds good. And we secretly sleeping with everybody. I'm a Christian therapist. I know what everybody doing. I mean, it's wild out
But
there.
y'all
Yeah.
slaying.
Wow. And I'm looking at them like, you know you ain't supposed to be doing this, right? And they're just kind of like, I know, Tyra, but you know, I'm praying about it. No, you need to change your value system.
Yeah.
You need to tell God, I do not value what you value. I know I got here because of my family and what I saw and what was in my head. Father God, help me to value what you value, because you want me to wait so that I will only match up with the man or the woman that's for me, and I can only be tied to them and connected to them and desire them. That's what you're trying to get to. And you're trying to clear my mind so when I'm dating people, I don't get caught up into the physical before even checking these people out and having these deep conversations we talking about.
Facts.
Because once we have sex, I don't care nothing about that, especially if the sex
All
is
of that
good.
go out the door.
Values are on the floor.
You're right.
Values are on the floor because
With the panties.
I was
And
going
the
to say it, but I let you
socks.
say it.
And the bras.
I let you say it. Ain't no values after the sex is good.
No.
Y'all stop. Ain't no values
You
after
start
that.
compromising on a lot of
Right.
other things.
Then
too.
I'm gonna say let's go to church and pray, and then have sex after
And then have
church.
sex,
Yep.
yeah.
Stop playing.
You say
my
the
God.
flesh is weak.
Come
Yeah.
on.
And the ladies,
Yeah.
they know too. They know how they get after sex too. They already know.
Oh yeah.
It's,
Clingy?
it's oh my God.
Super clingy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a explosion of clinginess.
Yeah.
God is trying to protect us. I tell my ladies, do you understand God is trying to protect you
Yeah.
by saying, do not give this to this man. Hold off
It's a soul tie.
so you can
Yeah.
think straight, sweetheart. So that when you see his red flags and he tells you, I don't really want to get married, you actually heard it.
Yeah.
And you stop trying to force his free will. He told you he doesn't plan on getting married, but you didn't hear that. He told you he has a problem with cheating. You didn't hear that. He cheated on you several times when y'all dated. Then eventually you married this man anyway, and you're like, he's still cheating.
Crazy.
Because it's in his value system to be able to cheat on you.
Yeah.
Because he saw it.
They don't want to stop though. That's when they say, that ain't my ministry.
Now,
God ain't called me to be absent.
Yeah.
now you know the thing about it is too. I'm not even gonna lie, you know, because call me toxic values too, but I have no.
You might have some.
I don't have any even plan of not fornicating.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not in your values.
Fornication is a part of dating for me.
Right. It's in
Most
your value
people,
system.
most people,
Like
bro.
fornication is like a part of me getting to know you and your body.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's like
That's part of your
fornication
values. That's part of your
to me.
values.
If somebody is like that, and I'm not saying I'm proud of it,
Right.
because I've dealt with all the consequences of it as a man. The pregnancy scares, you being nervous as hell about what's going on, you dealing with all the emotional drama that you have now caused in this woman's life. Even if you told her it was just going to be sex, it's always emotional drama. There's no way
Right.
to just
Absolutely.
casually have sex and peace. Casual sex and peace
No.
can't even be in the same sentence.
No.
It's always hell.
Yeah.
How do I change that value though? Like how can I morph my value
Yeah.
to be better?
Well,
You have to want to
You got to
first.
want it. Right.
Do you want to?
Values come from a desire from a benefit. Do you want to be a happily married man or not?
That part.
Like if
See,
you,
I don't link fornication to a happily married man.
yeah, that's the
Or-
problem. You don't see
Yeah, yeah.
that the link is that I want to have a wife. And here's the cheat code, man. The one that tells you no, that's the keeper. Because she is dedicated to her Christianity, her values. So when you marry her, she's going to also look in that Bible where it says submit to your husbands and to his leadership, and she's going to follow that too. But the one that throws away the values for you and sleeps with you, she's going to throw away that value of submitting to you too.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I'm okay with the woman who says no, but it's gotta be. It has to be so many other things that come with the package. Like, it has to be believable. If you're saying no and it's not congruent with some other things that you're doing, I just can't.
That is so
Tell me
true.
what. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Tell on them. Come on.
Yeah.
Tell me.
You
What else
know,
they doing?
Tell on 'em, Ryan.
Tell on 'em, Ryan.
If you saying no, but you allow me to get a certain level of physical contact with you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ratchet.
If you saying no, but you okay with me calling and you calling after like around like 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
and we don't really know each other like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ratchet.
If you saying no, and I know you got at least one friend that's just a well-recognized thought, it's just like, yo, come on. You
Right.
got it. Somewhere y'all got some similarities. Somewhere.
She just want a woman.
Oh, can
that,
I?
okay.
You saying you wholesome?
Did you
but
say
on-
wholesome or
but
wholesome?
Wholesome. Yeah, but that's a good one. I could have used that one because I looked at your Instagram and all your photos like this,
Yep. Yep.
showing that little rump. Guess what?
Right.
That's what I really think going on.
And-
That's the bait they're using.
And some of the that's another thing, because some of the clothes, the outfits I'm seeing too, I think is very questionable as well. So, as a matter of fact, because I don't want to leave this idea we're talking about with the wholesome, okay? But I did have some concerns about women's outwardly dress.
Yeah.
So when I was having a conversation with Tyshawn, actually, this is maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I was out yesterday, like I said, that date. And the young lady mentioned that she, beautiful young lady, nice, slender, slim, thick physique, right?
Yeah.
Now she was saying as she was leaving the house, she's got it's an older mentor that she like lives in the house with, was basically said to her in so many words, "Hey, you say you want a husband, but this is how you dressing," you know.
Okay.
And she mentioned during our conversation, she's like, "I didn't think it was anything wrong with my dress," and so she asked me. Put me on the spot. She's like, "Do you think anything wrong with the way I'm dressing?" And I looked at her, and I was confused. Because I thought, and it's kind of messed up. I thought when I first seen her, I'm like, "Damn, this girl! I didn't even know she had all this." I'm like, I was excited. I'm like, "Yeah, she got a nice ass body." I'm like, I'm even thinking about me telling the fellas how nice of a body she had, right?
Right.
And now when we out. And we go in places, and I can see kind of guys kind of looking, and I thought to myself, I felt really good about that. Which now I'm feeling kind of guilty about it now, but I felt really good. I'm like, yeah, like other people see this woman's body, like they know I'm with this woman who has this amazing body.
It's like having a nice chain.
A nice chain.
It's flexing.
But then I thought about it, and I thought outside of that, that was really the only value, which is not really that much value because I didn't have to see that to know she had a nice body. I kind of
Right.
had
You don't need to
body
see that.
anyway.
You didn't
Yeah.
even see that.
And if I think I'm just generally desensitized to it as well. I think because if I didn't see worse than that all the time,
Right.
I would not be worried about her having her stomach out or her having a slim fitting outfit on. And then I thought about, well, if I thought that when I initially seen her, I can only imagine what other guys are probably thinking when they
Right.
see her.
Yeah.
So when I thought about it, it's kind of messed up because I'm on a date with her and it's really crazy. I had to agree with what the woman told her.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's.
You and most men and women on this show would hear y'all say that and still wear what they want to wear.
Because
Exactly.
And
I didn't plan on saying nothing
say
to
that.
her.
They heard y'all say this, and they'll hear you say what you want in a wife, and they still would do it another way and say, "Why these men not marry me?" Because they'll sleep with you, ladies. They'll sleep with you.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Why he's not marrying me?" But they hear y'all saying, "This is what you really want. This is what you want in a wife. This is what you envision your family looking like. This is the woman you want raising your kids." Because women hear all these podcasts. They read
Yeah.
all the books, and they
Right.
still ignore it because they still want to bait you with these bodies. And let me just tell you, some of these girls just want you to try hard to sleep with them. Some of the Christian women, it's just, yeah, I'm celibate. Just try harder. In their head, it's like, try harder. Try harder.
They want to lose.
They want to lose.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They want to lose. But I don't look like a whore if you really tried hard. Because I wanted to have sex with you too.
Yeah.
See, we're not honest with ourselves and we're not honest with God.
Sure.
You have to go to God. God, I'm having a hard time
dealing
with
with
this
this.
value. Like, I know it's keeping me from my spouse. I know it's keeping me from the future spouse that I'm asking. Because these Christian women are asking God for a Christian man, but using thought bait.
Yeah.
He is not about to send you his best son and you out here being a whore.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
He
know
is not about to send you his best son and you out here being a whore.
Right, like he don't see that. Like, he only watch you at church. He don't watch your whorish behavior on these dates. And God says, let me send her a real man of God. No. No.
You about to get a hoe.
I think that speaks so much 'cause that's just real. Because I was even thinking about that after I considered what she was wearing and what her family member told her. I even started questioning myself. I'm like, am I that great of a guy to not even notice that what she's wearing was inappropriate? Am I that great of a catch if I didn't even plan on having a conversation with her about it? Because I didn't even think about what she was wearing Well, I did think about it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Just very quickly.
Sure.
But I didn't think about it on a more in-depth level until she mentioned that. And I thought, like, wow, like, it's probably a lot of things that I need to improve myself when it comes to not only just the women I attract, but what I allow to come and actually spend time with me. It's really crazy. I think it speaks a lot.
Because why she even bring it up? That's my question. Why she want to bring attention to what she got on?
That's a good point.
Like, y'all gotta start hearing these comments. She wanted to know, do you see what I got on? What you think about it? You think it's too revealing? She want to make sure that conversation came to her body. See, these women playing games. I'm a woman, so I'm gonna tell them. They play games with y'all. And women try to play games with God, but he's smarter. He's saying, sweetheart, I saw you. I know you wanted to sleep with that man, and you pulled him in, and you slept with him. And then you over here praying, make him my husband. God says, no, you a Jezebel. You a Jezebel. You're not going to bring this man closer to me. You're going to bring him closer to you, and you're going to have him doing all sorts of things and using your body to get there.
Slayer.
Jezebel, yeah. Delilah. Pull Samson's strength up out of him. We got a lot of Delilahs out here and Jezebels talking about they want Christian men. Yeah, and they going to Eve these men. As soon as they get you, they going to have you biting that apple. And you ain't going to never reach purpose, and you ain't never going to be who you supposed to be for God. Yeah, it's a lot of Jezebels out here. They dress like it, they act like it, they talk like it, they date like it. And they will lie to you and say, I'm a Christian woman. The moment she slept with you, you better know you was with a Jezebel.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Y'all can call me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I need some help.
I'm going to be honest. Check this out. Here's what's even crazy. I have never, shocking confession, now that I'm really thinking about this. And because we having a conversation on Christian in particular, I've never been with a Christian woman that actually has said, I'm not having sex. I've been with many that said, I'm not having sex and I'm abstinent.
Yeah.
That actually followed through with it. Never.
Yeah. I believe you.
My entire life.
I believe you.
I have never experienced that.
And let me be clear, because I don't want anybody to think I'm judgmental. We came from a family full of fornicators and adulterers, and everybody was doing their own thing. So God gave me a Christian man when I met my husband. He was doing so good with me. He was so kind to me. I thought, to keep this dude, I better sleep with him. He never even asked me to sleep with him. He found out I was a virgin. He was cool with it. Like, I ain't going to be the one. I did it. I trapped him into having sex with me because I said, I better make sure I keep him. I did that. And that relationship started going downhill, and he wasn't giving me no ring. He wasn't. Yeah. He wasn't. I messed up. To get him to marry me, we broke up. I said, my relationship with God is downhill, and I feel like I'm ruining your life because I started seeing his life. He's losing the favor of God. I was losing the favor of God because we were not in God's will. And I broke up with him because I loved him that much. I say, I have pulled you out of God's favor. This is my fault. I've pulled you out. You're out. I'm out. Baby, let's go back and get our relationship with the Lord. If he bring us back together, then I know he forgives me and is good. But if he don't, I wish you well with your next wife, and I'll be all right with mine. Yeah. And so we broke up. We broke up for a year. And I remember being at my church and seeing him walk down and give his life to Christ. And I was like, that's amazing. That's like 6 months after we broke up. And I was still friends with him and everything. But that was more important to me, his salvation and him reaching his purpose for God, even if it meant he was not with me.
Wow. Yeah.
And 3 months after that man joined that church, he called me on the phone. He said, God has told me that you are my wife. Do you mind going to premarital with me? He told me you're my wife. God told him I was his wife and we were not together anymore. Yeah. And it's because God understood that I was the type of person that will always push him to God first. I'm not a Jezebel. I didn't want to ruin that man's life. And I was willing to get out of the way so God could talk to him. See, selfish women, they know they pulling a man away from God. They know his life is going to hell. He's losing the favor of God, and she's still stuck there with him. Won't even let him go. Won't even. You see everything around him is falling apart because he with you, sleeping with you, out of order with you, and you won't let him go. There are men like that. Won't let him go.
Damn.
That's easy.
Oh, man, guys, it's almost time. Just so you know.
Incredible.
All right. And yes, I see the questions in the chat. Yes, these two amazing women here Tara and Tamara. Oh my gosh, I realized that why did I just realize
I'm
that
used
rhymes?
to it.
That's okay.
It doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't
Tamara
rhyme?
don't rhyme.
Tamara.
My name's Tamara.
Tamara?
He just
But
made
it's
it
okay.
smart.
My mama did that on purpose to confuse people.
Tara and Tamara.
Tamara. All right, it don't rhyme. I made it rhyme. All right. But just so y'all know, yes, these ladies are married 18 years. They got married the same year, and they are twin sisters, and they are here
Twins.
dropping this hot fire here today, y'all. Y'all better stay in here. We got 3 books that we are giving away at the end of the show here. We go ahead and fill out that giveaway, and we are right now about to get the initiation hotline started.
Hotline, please.
All right.
Big facts. And I want to do this real quick. Shout out to all the initiates that are joining us as we speak. Shout out to Sunny for dropping a super chat. She says, thank you for sharing about being raised in a single family household. I keep hearing people say, don't date people from single family households. I can't help that, but I am doing the work.
Go, Sonny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Sonny,
Yeah,
she better
Sonny.
stand up. She over there squatting like a little Jezebel
Right.
in that photo.
He's joning.
Slayer.
First
I'm
off,
just
if you-
joking, Sonny.
If
I'm
you're
just joking.
disqualifying people from a single family household, that's being a lot of people. That's
That's
not
that's
doing
all
that.
of us. Come
That's
on
all
now.
of
That's a
us.
lot of us, especially in our community. Come on.
Big fact. Shout out to Kat Harlan, one of my favorites, member for 7 months. So she's a rider. She says, I'm behind on shows, but keep up the great work, Ryan and Tyshawn. Kat, that's what we're going to do. That's what you say do. That's what we're going to do.
Let's do it.
We ready.
Guys, go ahead. You got something else?
Just last thing, guys, we're giving away. This is live only. You must be in the chat. You must fill out this link, phone number, and email right now, or at least by the end of this episode, and you must be in the chat because we are going to announce the winner on this episode. You're going to get 3 signed copies of this book. I'm going to drop that link in the chat right now.
Yes, yes, yes. And guys, initiation hotline, y'all already know how it goes. We're about to put the link in the chat for you to come backstage and chat here with our incredible guests and all of us here on the platform. Y'all already see what's going down. Ungodly values right now floating and really penetrating our entire culture. Listen, I want somebody to call up here that really knows that you might fit the description of this right here. I want, if anybody has dealt with this, are dealing with this, and you really want to get some game, I want you to come backstage and talk to us here today because it's a very important conversation. Any questions you have, come back there, click the link. Ryan, let me know when that link is in the chat. The link will be in the chat, guys, and you will come backstage, put your name in, and stay patient. We'll let you up one at a time.
Yes, I'm getting ready to drop it right now, but I do want to say I thought that first, just one of the ungodly values that we talked about was, I don't know how you would name that value. It's kind of what you said where women, they say, particularly women, they dress for, like, hey, I don't dress for a man's gaze. I dress for myself. Yeah. I think a lot of their value is tied to the value is I dress how I want to dress when I want to dress like that.
Yeah, single women keep to do that. Wives can't.
Yeah.
Wives can't do that.
Yeah, when you're ready to be
Hold
a
on,
wife.
hold
And
on,
you could be a wife
wait.
before you get the ring, right?
What-
It's an
yeah.
attitude. It's a...
Come on. I'll tell you, as a wife, it's just certain things I cannot do. I signed up for this.
Like what?
As a wife, I'm submitted to my husband's leadership. I don't get to just be doing stuff all the time without talking to him and compromising with him and having conversations. It's a lot of women want a lot of control and they want to be able to do what they want to do and be married. What are we doing?
Because he can't tell me how to dress. That's chauvinistic. I could do what I want to do.
Yes, he can tell me, baby, I don't want other men looking at your doggone body.
Yeah.
If I wanted to let all the men of the world stare at my beautiful body, I shouldn't have got married.
Yeah.
I'm able to tell my husbands, hey, take them gray jogging pants off. Where you going? That's for the house. Yeah. And he's married man. He's like, oh, yeah. I said, take them off. That's for walking around the house.
right.
I don't want nobody looking at you. Like, stop. Like, and we laugh about these things. But if I'm with my husband, there are certain things he's like, you can wear that with me because you with me.
Because you with him.
But if I go out and I'm with my sister, my friends, he's like, hey, baby, that 2-piece you can't take on that trip with those women. Let that bathing suit. No, but you can wear that with me when we go out because that's fine. Because he's protected, right? He's there. He's next to me. He don't want a man trying to grab on me, talk to me, and doing all that. He don't want a man less than his wife like that. Absolutely. And he's not even there with me to let these men know she's already taken. It's just common sense on these things. But some people like to still be desired even when they're married.
They just...
They want to be
They can't help
desired.
themselves.
What is... Steph Curry's wife.
wife.
Come on, what is wrong with you?
Oh.
She did say that. She
did say that.
She said,
Oh, I seen that.
She said she misses, and I'm paraphrasing, but she kind of misses having people make advances at her. She don't get that no more.
Why?
Yeah.
I love you, Aisha, but no.
That's the wrong thing.
That's the wrong
Yeah.
thing. I'm going to just go and tell you, you don't want
Chill
another man
out.
lusting after you but your husband.
Yeah.
Y'all got to stop that. Why would you invite that into your life? I don't want to invite the lust of other men. I got too much going on. I don't have time for affairs and all of that.
Yeah.
And I dealt with that in the first years of my marriage. Men coming at me, and I was like, it must be something I'm doing wrong.
Absolutely.
What was you doing? What was happening?
I wasn't like sending them away fast enough. Like I was a high
Yeah.
school counselor, and everybody daddy coming in there, administrators,
I already know what be going on in that school system. It's a
Every-
damn mess.
it's a hot mess.
It's
Tell
a
the truth.
damn
It's just
mess.
it's a hot mess, and I'm in there. But hey, how you doing? I'm not cutting off the flirtatious thing
Yeah.
that got my husband. I gotta cut it off. You gotta go in there and shut that light off. You two got
my
doggone
goodness.
friendly. Some of y'all used to being flirtatious. Yes, that's how you got your spouse, but cut that doggone thing off once
Yeah.
you get married, because the other people only gonna respect your marriage as much as you do. So I had to start putting the little pictures of my marriage in my office.
Yeah.
Men come by, what do you need, sir? No, I don't have it. Have a good day. I had to, because I don't have to be nice and all nice to you, and I'm a married woman. I don't need to, because men don't respect that. Oh, she smiled at me. Here's
Yeah.
an open door. Don't slide in here like that. Don't do that. Don't disrespect my husband like that. I think it's highly disrespectful that you think I chose so poorly that you can come in here with your whack game and pull me from my husband.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. But let other people pull them from their spouse. That shows your poor choices. You chose such a raggedy spouse that somebody can pull you away that easily.
Yeah.
They can pull you away with a compliment.
incredible. With a hard eyes in the DM.
But see, you got to
enough
understand
to-
what I realized in 2024 now, attention has officially
Absolutely. Everybody
attention
The number
has
one currency.
officially
Yeah.
surpassed the value of money. It is the number one currency. People will do anything for some attention at this point in time. And the reality of it is, women now more than ever, I mean, attention right now for the ladies is so valuable. Like that validation that they get, it really feeds. That's like the female ego. When we talking about,
They get powered up from it.
they really get it's empowerment.
And it's so crazy. Like, the gym just goes nuts. Like, some of the stuff that goes on in the gym is all attention. Online is all attention.
The outfits, I mean, really just the culture in general. I mean, even when I just look on Instagram, even comparing to what it was probably 10 years ago, it's soft porn now.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
got very much so desensitized to what we see on a regular basis. But a lot of it, even when, and I think even guys are confused right now in the culture, because when a guy really starts catching feelings, for a young woman, the way he expects her to operate, he starts expecting her to operate very differently. And honestly, depending on how the guy attracted to her in the first place, he'll be really going against a lot of things that he initially was attracted to her about in the first place.
Exactly.
So in many ways, he really switching up on her because she really been on this.
Right.
But it is some ways, like you said, the way as a wife or as a husband, we really have to learn how to operate differently. Even myself, like I'm naturally a flirt. And I know I got to work on that. I know that's foolishness.
Yeah, there are male thoughts. I'm not calling you that, Tyshawn.
Hold
but,
on.
there are male Jezebels out here too.
It is.
There are male thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all just come on. It's man horse too. It's not just women. Whoredom
Yeah.
is whoredom.
Oh no, whoredom is whoredom.
Yeah, and there are men who they like to whore around. They never see
Yeah.
themselves as a husband, having one wife and building a family where all the kids are under the same house. Their actions do not show that is part of their value system.
Yeah.
And they do that very young. They're not looking for the one. They're looking for how many, and they sleeping with everybody. And I just need all the whores to stay together and all the married people to come over here and get with each other. Can we just,
Who wanna be
can we just
married.
Whores to the left, wives and husbands to the right.
Right.
What's
All
that?
right.
What's the ungodly? I think an ungodly value for a man.
Oh man, an ungodly value for a man. Oh man, addiction. But honestly, man, it's truly. I think as a man, as a person, I'm hard on the guys. A man should literally, the first thing he should be achieving is self-mastery.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Self-mastery. And when I say self-mastery, I'm talking about self-discipline, keeping your emotions in check, keeping your desires in check, and not being ruled by anything outside of yourself. All of your pleasures need to be in check. I'm talking down from diet, down to sex, down to smoking. Anything that can bring you joy or pleasure has to be in absolute check for you to be in control of this experience. So when I see a man, the men that I have true reverence for are men that have that principle in their life.
Sure.
Right.
They have mastered self. And that's the thing. Self-mastery is a continuous journey. So I don't even want to say they have mastered self, but they are continuously mastering self.
It's a value that they have to
And it's
grow.
evident. And the fruit of that, we can even see it at this point. Whether it's the family, it's the money, it's all the things that come from that self-mastery. I think that's if I had to say the pinnacle of the ultimate, principle of a man, I think that's the most important one.
Absolutely. Like, and if I'm going to choose you as my husband, I need to see how you mastering your life.
Yeah.
Because if your life is in shambles, you ain't going to care about mine when I link up with yours. If you don't care that you live in poor and broke and disgusted and tore up, and you're not getting together for you, you ain't going to get together for me once we're married. You're just going to bring me down to your level.
Yeah.
And so a woman, when you're choosing a man, I need to see how you live in your life. But a lot of women see the foolishness. They see he's not consistent. They see he's not faithful, and link up with this dude. Link their lives to this man. And they're like, what happened? What happened? When I'm talking to young girls, I say this. Imagine that you had a franchise, great restaurant, great neighborhood, customer service is on point. Everybody want to go there. Your employees look good. All of that is great. Then this dude, his franchise over here in the hood, and we don't even know when it opens, and everything is broke. He come over you and like, I like the way you running yours. Let's link up. But I gotta be CEO.
Yeah.
Even though his look worse than yours, but he's the CEO. That's marriage. He's telling you, I'm gonna run everything, but I clearly see I ain't together. Yeah, your McDonald's gonna get pulled down, or yours gonna be used. Your resources at your franchise is gonna be used to help his all the time. Yours is gonna be depleted. All the money you making at your franchise is gonna be over here.
Yeah,
because he came in depleted, not handling his management right, not handling everything he's supposed to be doing right. He just pulled from you, and he's smart because he's like, they're doing better. They're doing better. She's already got all of her stuff together. But women, they're not looking like, let me make sure this man can run something, like he can manage, because he's about to manage my life if I get up under him. See, my husband had everything together before I met him.
Yeah.
He had everything. He had his house. He had his education. He had all of that. The one thing he needed was to prioritize God. Yeah. And that's the one thing I had going into the marriage.
Wow.
That's going into it. I said, this God thing a little bit more than him. You're a little bit motivated. So that's going to always be your role. As you're going to be the one reminding him, hey, let's read this Bible, let's pray. And I didn't mind taking that role because that was huge in my house, that my mother trained me that way. She really did. So I said, he's going to always have the money, right? Because you saw all that. That was natural. But this, you're going to have to always keep at the forefront.
Yeah.
But I had a husband that didn't mind me saying, hey, baby, let's pray today. And I grab his hand and I pray. Now, 18 years, he grabbing my hand. He calling me. Hey, we need to pray.